Thank you, Mr. Betts. It's a privilege to serve under your chairmanship. I have the privilege of representing North Antrim, which of course has the success story of Wrightbus. And Wrightbus, one of its many claims to fame is that it produced the first hydrogen double-decker bus in the world and has been a leader in the technology, in the evolving success story that hydrogen can be. But the fundamental problem for our nation in terms of fully exploiting hydrogen is the mismatch between the technology and the infrastructure. The ability to refuel the hydrogen buses is curbing the potential in production. And I know from talking to Wrightbus that they could and would produce a lot more hydrogen buses, but for the fact that customers are restrained by the lack of infrastructure when it comes to servicing and keeping them on the road. Now, a hydrogen bus and the kite hydroliner that a Wrightbus produces has a remarkable range. It can do up to 1,000 kilometres, but still, it, despite that range, needs the capacity to be refuelled. And that is what's holding us back in the United Kingdom. That's what's holding us back, I know, in Northern Ireland, in my part of the United Kingdom. And it's not without significance that though Germany itself is quite a player in the hydrogen production, it is to Germany that Wrightbus has been able to sell a significant number of hydrogen buses. Why? Because Germany has advanced through a government programme its focus on synchronising with the infrastructure that is needed. And there is a considerable German programme to actively support a hydrogen bus market. And that is why it is possible. China, of course, is also, as in most things, a big player when it comes to hydrogen. And they have particularly advanced the production of hydrogen from organic waste and probably are well ahead of most of the rest of us in that regard. So there are multiple opportunities, both as to how you produce the hydrogen, the fact that we now have the leading technology to utilise it in transport, particularly in buses, but the one area where I think we are failing is in terms of giving the infrastructure which must be there to make it succeed. Yes, sir. Yes, okay.
For giving way. Does the honourable member agree with me that to provide certainty for long-term investment and strategic infrastructure development and to support robust supply chains, we must invest in changing regulatory environments by working and funding with regulators like, say, the Civil Aviation Authority to enable a long-term, clear roadmap for hydrogen development, production, supply chains and use, and possibly £16 million for a 4-year roadmap that offers great value for money?
Yes, I'm happy to agree with that, and I think it does feed into this point, that the government talks about its industrial strategy, which is good, but it needs to be an industrial strategy that energises the infrastructure in synchronisation with the technologies we're using. And I think that part of that industrial strategy needs to give more focus when we come to hydrogen to ensuring that we do have the supply infrastructure to enable the deployment of the buses and other vehicles that we can readily produce from the use of hydrogen. Yes?
I thank the honourable member for giving way. We all of us want to see electric vehicles being used as much as possible, because that's part of getting to net zero. But the fact is, in a very far-flung constituency such as mine, a hydrogen-powered car has a greater range than an electricity-powered car. And that, indeed, I think, backs up the argument for exactly what the honourable member is saying.
The range is excellent, but when you get to the end of the range, you need to have somewhere to refuel it. You need to be able to readily have the refueling. And the refueling is quick. You can refuel a hydrogen bus in 10 minutes. It's not a lengthy process, as sometimes or more it can be with electric buses. So the technology is good. The technology is developing at pace, but the infrastructure is the drawback and is what's holding us back. So I do say to the government, let's do this in tandem. Let's, of course, continue to develop the excellent technology that we have and the world leaders that we have in it, but let's synchronise it with making sure that the infrastructure is there to match it.